Now, if we want to talk about narcissism in terms that are easily understandable to everybody, I can easily point out by saying it would be the best example of the spoiled brat that you have come across during your school, work, or dating, and even in your relatives. That's the most easiest relatable label I can give, because there are so many technical definitions to it, and even in psychology terms, and more so narcissism has been and the narcissistic personality disorder and has been used more wildly everywhere, all over the internet and social media. So since people are already familiar with the term, but sometimes the meaning is not conveyed properly, and then there will be technical issues with it. It should be diagnosed by someone qualified and all that, and so instead of getting into all those, that is why I focused primarily on narcissism as trait and personality. It's a disorder, definitely. It's a dysfunction, definitely. There is no doubt. So that I won't be burdened with the diagnostic aspects of it. So the spoiled brat we are talking about. So these people come with a sense of entitlement, as if I automatically deserve everything. Like they may have suddenly come into your class or your workplace or your social circle or your neighborhood, or in some way, shape, or form they might have entered your life. But they do not understand, or they do not even like the fact that they have to earn your trust, build relationships, build bonding. Building is not even the concept that's inherent in them. So the spoiled brats can be the representations of a full-blown narcissistic personality that's much more dangerous and sinister. But just to make it relatable, I use that word. So just from there you can build on the intensity of the behavior that they display. It can change, and it can be so horrible. They can be violent. They can be even sometimes criminal. They have this illegal inclination to illegal stuff. They may even have underlying addictions. So it actually very conveniently crosses into the border of danger. So the good old harmless spoiled brat is just a framework. Okay, take it as a platform over which there are other kinds of horrible variations and more intensified misbehavior involved, which you will know once you start looking at them and observing and taking note of them. So this framework is for your own reference. So these people, they have this entitlement, like automatically they are supposed to get everything that they want, that they need. It's just automatic. There is no concept of earning, slow burn, building stuff, taking time, actually taking care or concern in the other person and in the relationship or in the setup, whatever we are. Okay, it could be social, it could be more formal, informal, dating, whatever. That is why there is always this rush to engulf the other person with flattery and other superficial, exciting opportunities to lure them in. Like suddenly they may try to take you somewhere where it's like a different setup. How do I say? Let's say you are not a person who commonly drinks, but they still push you. They say it's okay. They encourage you and all that. They take you, make it seem like it's an adventurous thing. But it's just the beginning of the destruction that's gonna come, because now that they pushed your boundaries and made you indulge in something, they will hold it against you later, or they may want to pay your money not only for your expenses but others also, eventually theirs especially. So they will make it seem like you owe them. The other side of the entitlement of I need and I need, no, I get what I want, be it by hook or crook, by trickery or what kind of deception, Whatever means lies, manipulation, deception, trickery, all these tricks are all this underhanded business that they handle with. To them, it's just means to the end. Who cares by what means I get what I want? In fact, I love the fact that I can do it very sneakily. In fact, they love the fact that they can steal from others in the name of trust, love, kindness, friendship, and all these, whatever label that we get into the trap and start believing them. So the other side of entitlement is also that they owe you. They believe that sincerely, fully, that everything is owed to them. Everybody around them owe them. So this is another way, as if like a loan company, they deliberately put you in situations where you depend on them for something. It could be as simple as just a small favor. It could be just dropping by. It could be just something. They try to involve you in such kind of a third party situations. You too itself is danger, but they will indulge you or include you in something with some other third person or situation without you knowing. Obviously, that's how they like it. And now that you are one foot inside something, that activity, whichever is not even yours to begin with, now that your 1 foot is inside, you are now forced to put 2 foot inside, and you are all in, and somehow you are involved in it in some way, shape or form, and then they are hooking you through that. And then the idea, then they start their exploitation, because they come from the place of, now you owe me. Now you owe me. They will never say it, but you will know in their behavior that somehow now, magically, a free individual has suddenly become enslaved by something that's not even their bullshit. But they will keep on reminding you that. That is also through which they trigger the guilt and shame to exploit you. So, oh, I did this for you. Or they may say very subtly as to, oh, you took something like that the other day, or the other day I did. They keep track of all these things. Every single thing that they have done to others, they keep track of it. Why? Because they want to use it against you later. And if they give 1 rupee, they will expect 1,000 rupees from you. It's that bad. The exploitation is that bad. This is just a reference in money terms, but unfortunately, imagine the kind of exploitation they do emotionally, psychologically, and otherwise also. It's intangible. You can't even touch it and feel it, the level of damage, the level of exploitation. It takes years to heal. To even notice, first of all, to have the courage to begin. That's how badly they damage and ruin a person. So, two sides. The entitlement you see has to be this, it will be this bad. They may directly show or not show, they will cover it up with charm and slyness and all this glibness, this superficial talks but entertaining, smile and laugh, always this cheery person, always this optimistic person, always someone who is adventurous, always all this superficial charm. It's all charm, because without that, victims will not come to them. It's like the light is attracting the moth. So that's the pretensive light that they show. That's the only way they can get the traps laid on to them. So this entitlement is such deep that their own goal, their primary goal itself is to exploit others, because they come from a place of entitlement. I want what I want. Who cares through what means, or how many people are destroyed in the process, or who got exploited, whose savings got ruined, or whose emotional life was destroyed, whose personal relationships are destroyed, whose marriages are destroyed, whose work is out of place, somebody has lost their job because of me. I mean, who cares? They don't care. They just don't have any empathy, the capacity to relate to another person. Zero. The other aspect I was talking about of the same entitlement is the behavior they display is, you owe me. And the consistent exploitation happens through the you owe me behavior. And constantly try and remind you of that one favor that they did, or a couple of things that they did here and there, which, if you look, would have cost very little for them, but for you, once you are inside the trap, will cost you everything. It's not an exaggeration when I say everything. They exploit until there is nothing left in you. Not just money, anything humanly left inside of you, they will take it away. That is how, after everything is done, they throw you in the garbage and move on to other people. In fact, it's not like they stick to one person. Don't mistake it like that. They always have a group of people that they are already doing this to consistently. Too weak to say no and walk away from this toxic behavior is one way you get into it. The sense of guilt and shame, as if you really owe them, as if you are a bad person for saying no, and all this guilt tripping and triggering shame in you in some sort of you owe me attitude. And that's another reason why people cannot walk away. And then there is the third and even more dangerous. They themselves are narcissistic. They themselves are toxic. But somehow they lack the confidence, charm, or resources and tools, whatever the main narcissist has. But they still want to experience the same kind of wickedness, the darkness that they spread on others. So they actively, willingly, happily, joyfully participate in this destruction that they actively cause every day in other people's lives. So these are the kind of people who you constantly see in their group. They always have some kind of group of people with them, using which they lure more people, and they are constantly supplying themselves with all these resources, whatever they are entitled to. And they are constantly using other people for that, exploiting other people for that. They were never alone, and it's never like they will only focus on one or two people at a time. It's like a scammers, how they group target. It's always like that. There is always a group, whether you know which group it is. In fact, there are multiple groups. Maybe in your situation, there are a group of people. There are other group of people somewhere online also. Online, somewhere in their neighborhood, somewhere else, somewhere from some random criminal illegal groups that they have participated in. Almost all of them somehow has links to some kind of illegal activities. You will never know it, but you go too far, they will never be found out also actually. But I'm telling you, almost always these people are involved with something indecent, illegal, or criminal. Very dangerous. So there is always this group of people they are taking their supply from. It's like these people and their life force, their resources are their battery for these people. Because without all the people to suck their life from, these people are empty. They are nothing, they are nobody. They are empty shells themselves. That is why they loot other people of emotional, sexual, financial, and psychological capital. And once you are all exploited, they make you the shell of a human that you were before they entered your life, and then they throw you away, discard, walk away, and do it to other people. It's a constant process. It's not a one-on-one or two-on-one kind of thing. There is always a group of people they are keeping for supply, and apart from that, they keep on preying on other people for here and there. It's the only way they know to live. Highly risky. Just you have to note this kind of extreme entitlement and extreme arrogance of self-importance, exaggerated self-importance of putting themselves in the highest position everywhere with no real accomplishments, with nothing to back. Even if there is something to back, there is not a normal human that feels the need to behave like that, with a sense of destructive exploitation and you owe me attitude, and I deserve to get whatever I want without any repercussions and without any earning. I don't have to earn. Everything is for me to take. So this is how you have to see the exploitative, the dark nature of their character comes from, and stay away from them. Do not get involved with them. Any kind of involvement in any way, shape, or form, it's only gonna trigger more exploitation. Again, like I said, through their techniques, and they will make you feel like you owe them, and then that's it. They will make it extremely difficult for you to leave. It's like a cult. They are a cult, actually. So they make it easy for you to lure you in and go in, but to get out, believe me, the price will be too much to pay. So be very cautious, and if you are already in and around that kind of circle of group of people who behave like this, slowly plan and slowly but surely reduce your contact with them and just get away from them. There will be difficulties initially. They will make it difficult for you to leave, but that's the only option. Otherwise, you will not come out in a good shape. So that's it for now.